this is how you make the absolute best marinated chicken breast. Okay, guys, follow along. So we're gonna get your chicken breasts and we're gonna lay them out and we're gonna cut these little incision lines right into all of them. Now we're gonna cut up our tomatoes into a lot of slices, thick or thin, does not matter. We're gonna get a red onion and cut it all the way up. We're gonna use an entire onion. All right, guys, it's time to make our mix that we're gonna put our chicken into. So we're gonna start with 2 tablespoons of olive oil. So put that right in there. We have 1, we have 2.
Soy sauce, 1/2 a cup of soy sauce. So you're just gonna pour that gently in. And this is the marinade that we're gonna marinate our chicken in. So as you can see, just be generous with it. About there, 1/2 a cup. Give it a nice pour inside. Perfect. Now we're gonna go seasoning, okay? We're gonna do some oregano. Just eyeball it, okay? You wanna be generous with it. You don't need to be shy. Now you're gonna do black pepper. Perfect. Couple pinches of salt. Yes, a little bit more salt. Soy sauce has that soy flavor, that umami flavor, but you need to season your food. So you gotta season with a little bit more salt. The chicken breasts are pretty thick in size, so you don't wanna be too shy about that. We got 2 cloves of garlic, right? We're gonna mince these bad boys up. So I just minced this rough mince. Throw that in there. Don't be shy. Make sure you don't cut yourself too. That's the worst thing ever. I cut myself a few times before. And lastly, we're gonna add some brown sugar to balance out that sweetness. And you know about brown sugar, it's really hard to break up. So you're just gonna break it up nicely. That's 1 tablespoon, about 1 tablespoon of it inside here, and perfect. It's okay if there's some chunks and rocks in it. It doesn't really matter because it's going to dissolve nicely into that mixture, as you can see. Perfect. And now you're gonna get your cute little whisk and you're just gonna whisk away. Whisk it like your mama taught you. So as I see, you see everything's dissolving, everything's getting nice and incorporated. After everything is fully incorporated, you're just gonna get your chicken, just like that. Be generous with it, okay? You wanna get your chicken into that bowl, and it doesn't look like too much marinade, but you're gonna realize that it's a lot of marinade. So as you can see, the chicken's gonna flail in there, and you're just gonna, like that. And why do we cut these grooves in it? For this exact reason. As you can see, it's gonna get in there, it's gonna get really nice and saucy. It's gonna soak up all of that flavor. We're just gonna get our whole hand in there. Don't be scared. Chicken won't bite you, it's dead. Don't worry. We're gonna squeeze, squeeze, marinate, frill it. See that? See these grooves? That's the whole reason. Flavor pockets. Flavor pockets. This too, perfect. Just gonna get in there. Oh, look at that. 1 more flip. And now we're gonna let these soak. We're gonna wrap this in plastic. So you're gonna take off your glove. My girlfriend's gonna do it for me.
All right, let me take it over from here. Perfect. Now we're gonna go ahead and top this with our plastic wrap, guys. We're gonna let this marinate in the fridge, okay, for about 30 minutes, okay? At least 30 minutes. If you wanna go longer, that is awesome, and that's great too. Alrighty.
So we're gonna get our olive oil, and you're just gonna pour a little bit into your clear sheet, as you can see, and you want to oil up the bottom of your pan so nothing burns or sticks, okay? Perfect. So oil that up. Beautiful. You want to fully baste it. Make sure you're preheating your oven. Now, we're gonna go with our red onions, and we're gonna add a layer of red onions. You don't wanna be too perfect, but you wanna make sure they're all around the same. So you want to not make it uneven, but a bed of onions. So this is how I like to do it. Just do it like this. Make sure. Perfect. Take these guys out. Perfect. Bed of onions. So I cut onions like this. Yes, they might break apart, but as long as it's like around the same level, you will be fine. As you can see, perfect. And beautiful. That's what you want. It should look around something like that. Now you're gonna get your tomatoes and place your tomatoes like this over your onions. Beautiful. And this is a great eye-catching dish. It's super easy, super healthy, and very fast, okay? High in protein, and we use simple ingredients that everyone has in their local grocery store. Don't be intimidated by this recipe. It's so fast and so easy. Next thing, that's perfect amount of tomatoes and onions. Last thing, get your brush, get some oil on there. And you know what you're gonna do? You're just gonna oil some of these tomatoes up so they just don't burn, so they're nicely and flavored, okay? Now we're gonna season them, because you can't season only the chicken. You gotta season everything underneath it. So we cracked fresh black pepper and some salt. That's it. That's all you need, because these vegetables get so tasty, so yummy. As you can see, everything's coming together nicely. And now we're gonna pull our chicken out of the fridge that you let marinate for 30 minutes. Beautiful. This smells absolutely delicious. Look at this marinade. So you're just gonna place your chicken onto the rack just like that. Make sure they're evenly placed. Oh my goodness. This smells absolutely delicious. It's so easy to make at home. So depending on your baking sheet, you can add 3 to 4, but you wanna cover all these tomatoes just like that. Last one, perfect. And the chicken's gonna get extra big because the marinade has soaked into the creases. As you can see, look at these creases, full of sauce and flavor. Beautiful. Now we're just gonna bake this in the oven at 400 degrees for 20 minutes. Okay, so when it's almost done cooking, you're gonna place some mozzarella cheese right on top of your chicken, just like this. You want to broil the chicken and broil the cheese so it gets nice and melted, and also it melts on everything. I'm using whole mozzarella. It's so good and so tasty. I have a 5-pound bag. I just nibble on this all the time. And you know, a good amount of cheese is good for your body. You know, if you're lactose intolerant, I think you can beat it. Trust me, I've beat it a couple times. Only a couple. So as you can see, generous topping of cheese, pat it down, make sure everything is getting loved. Look at the color of this chicken though. Watch when this melts and we serve it. Look at that. Yummy, yummy, dummy, dummy. Okay, back in the oven we go and let it cook all the way through. So this guy is done. Look at this. Make sure your chicken is at 160 to 170 degrees Fahrenheit to make sure it's fully cooked. But look at that. Absolutely delicious. Wow. Look at that. Now I like to top it on the sides with my vegetables. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. The vegetables are all cooked in the chicken juice and the oils and the flavoring and the soy sauce. Let's try it. Top it off with some of that broth, that juice that the chicken was cooking in inside the pan. Absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. The cheese is melted. And now what I like to do to finish it off is a little bit of parsley. But if you have fresh parsley, go ahead at it. Now you're cooking basically a 5-star meal in an oven at home. Super easy, super fast. Let me show you what it looks like inside. So good, so yummy. Look at how juicy it is. Look at the juice coming out. And what I like to do, perfect bite. A little bit of chicken, a little bit of cheese, a little bit of vegetables, and a tomato. Look at that. Perfect bite.